Chicago! Welcome to the Chicago Sports Podcast, presented by PointsBet. Use that promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Kevin Kaduk here, joined as always by Luke Stuckmeyer. Kacy Standohar dropping by a little later on to talk about social, and we're joined by the man on the mic, Lawrence Benedetto.
Woo! Oh my gosh, hi.
He's keeping this show on the rails or possibly driving it off, I'm not sure.
I think I might be driving it off the rails today.
Already?
Hi, oh, there I am.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I might be a little hungover.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no. We need you in tip-top shape for this every week,
there's a
Lawrence.
lot to do in this show. It's a lot. So sorry.
We're driving you to
everyone.
drink. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but hey, that's fine. No, you didn't drive me to drink.
It's been a busy week here at Geo Sports, an exciting week. We've been dropping a lot of offers. We've got a wealth of new T-shirts in the CHGO locker, a lot of cool stuff, a black sky shirt, some new CHGO Bears offerings.
Yeah, look at all that stuff.
I got one on. Shirt. Got one of them here.
There we go.
But you don't have this one that's on the screen right now.
Yeah, so we've also have a
sick.
Great PointsBet offer right now. Now through the end of the Bears game on Sunday. If you sign up for a PointsBet account, bet $51 pregame or live, you will get this haul. You get your choice of the varsity hoodie. It's our first hoodie in our line.
It's hoodie season.
Or the Ditka sweater. I actually designed and conceptualized that one myself. So you get your choice of one, either of that
Wait,
one.
so you got design control? Because I know I've been asking for that, and I haven't.
You're not there yet.
Who designed the hoodie?
That's our guy Eric.
Oh, see now.
You like that one a little bit better?
That's the way to go.
All right.
I think they're both sharp. I think if I had the choice, if I hadn't already signed up for PointsBet, I would go with the hoodie.
So in like 6 to 8 weeks, everyone here is going to be wearing those hoodies, and it's going to look like a cult. It's going to be weird.
That's right.
And I'm going to be the only one in a crew neck, so I'll look like the leader, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway, sign up for that. It's a cool offer. And obviously, football is here. So, Luke, are you excited?
I am. Goosebumps, The start of football season is like the start of baseball season. The other sports are just kind of, I feel like you ease into the NBA, you ease into the NHL. But football season, people get all amped up because of the fantasy football drafts. And baseball season around here, you go crazy because it's like, we're thinking we're close to the end of winter, even though you're not really close. So those are the two seasons for me where I get really
There's so
excited.
much prep that has to be done. I sat down on Sunday night, and I had to figure out, okay, like how much am I allocating to survivor pools? How much am I allocating to my PointsBet account? How much am I allocating to my fantasy football? And it's like, by the time it's like, oh my God, this is like $600 or $700.
Oh, I thought you were talking about time. Time is another thing you're
as well,
allocating a lot of it too.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. But
we also have the CHGO Survivor Pool, the CHGO Confidence Pool, which people can sign up for. Is that in the description? I don't know if I put it in the description.
I don't know if that's in the description, but check out my Twitter account at Kevin Kaduk.
Mm-hmm.
We have a free Survivor Pool, a free Confidence Pool, and if you come out on top of that, we'll send you a free CHGO merch pack, maybe a hoodie or
maybe
crew neck will be in there. I don't know.
Or maybe it'll be a shirt that Luke has previously worn.
Yeah.
You never know.
That is correct. I tweeted that yesterday,
well,
too.
It's a pack, so that will be definitely part of it. But
Don't go to Kevin's Twitter, go to mine. Thank you.
Go to both of ours. All right, let's get into headlines. We're talking about the week that was in Chicago sports and the week that will be. Obviously, the Bears are at the outset of their season, and that is big news. But just as big was the Bears unveiling at least the rough outline of their stadium plan in Arlington Heights. They basically came out and gave us a drawing. It didn't have a lot of detail. The stadium actually looks like some sort of gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
Gelatinous football cube. I hope it's not going to
show
like
anything.
That. No. Kind of look like football stadium spam. Like you could almost slice it.
Yeah. They just put a white ball, and then they put white buildings around here. Like, what do you guys think? Will you pay for it?
So they basically came out and said, all right, we're going to build this. We're going to build a stadium. That will be on us. We will cover all of that.
Yes.
But Arlington Heights and the surrounding area, of which Mr. Luke Stuckmeyer is a tax-paying citizen, you might be on the hook for, the Applebee's and TGI Fridays and everything else we want to build.
Listen, here's the deal.
So the dance begins, Luke.
Here's the deal, Mr. McCaskey. I am all for the Bears moving to Arlington Heights because the game experience will be better there.
Yeah.
Like, I love the stadium on the lakefront, but it's a disaster. You can't get in and out. There's nowhere to tailgate. All of it. It's a bad situation. If you could recreate that somehow without McCormick Place and you build that down, okay, fine, try it. It's not going to happen. So the next best thing is Arlington Heights, where the racetrack is. They have all this space. I'm for them paying for the stadium. If you think born and raised Luke Stuckmeyer is paying anything for all the other stuff around it, you are nuts. Absolutely not are the people of Arlington Heights paying for this. No way, shape, or form. Zero. And I want this stadium there, but I'm not paying a nickel towards all the stuff you want to make money on. You're going to make millions and millions a year on that stuff.
Lawrence, who gave this guy a pulpit?
What are the Bears worth?
I
Didn't
think
we
we
just
did,
have this last podcast? How many billion are the Bears worth? And you want the village of Arlington Heights, the good people of Arlington Heights, where greatness grows, to pay for that?
Where greatness grows. I didn't know
I assume this is just.
I'm going to need you to figure this out, Luke, because I want a world-class football stadium and facility.
Yep.
If you're going to have to foot the bill for me to go in and have a good time,
deal with
it's just going to have to be that way.
Oh, well, then you're going to have to double my salary. How about them apples?
All right, so we told people, like, okay, this is a blank canvas. The Bears are going to spend the money on their stadium. You are going to put the best entertainment district for me as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a list of my demands.
Okay.
And you can kind of tell me like what you want if you're going to actually have to pony up, right?
Real
is that
quick,
fair?
Bologna Fonseca, which I love that name. Bologna Fonseca. I don't. Is that an El Fonseca reference? I don't know.
Could be.
Anyway, actually, I don't think it is.
Extra finger.
I think he's a Sox fan. Anto.
I just want to call it Bears World.
Yeah. Well, he says I'll be happy as long as it doesn't take 30 minutes to go pee, and I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge.
That is. Yeah.
That's huge. All right. So I think looking at this campus, for one, kind of just going off of the original design, it really doesn't look like they have a lot of parking.
No, I would agree. I mean, again, I don't know what to make out of that, but it looks like they need more parking than that.
Yeah. Obviously, a very rough sketch, a long way to go. I don't think that you're getting that stadium with the existing infrastructure either. If you're just like exiting people off the Northwest Highway, and it didn't even look like there was an exit off the Northwest Highway. And then if you're getting people off of 355 or whatever it's called
53.
At that point.
It's 53.
53
at
is
that
there,
point.
and I will say that is a little
and you're getting
tricky at some spots.
That's going to have to be beefed up, all right? But, okay, let's take that off the table. I want a awesome Bears Hall of Fame. Like up at Lambeau, they have a great Packers Hall of Fame. People can go in there on off days and during the summer and learn about the history of the franchise. The Bears' history is even greater than the Packers' history.
Bears.
Let's get that thing up. Obviously, with Soldier Field, there's only the Walter Payton and George Halas statues. I want to see more statues of great Chicago Bears. I want to see like an ultra display to the 1985 champions, the greatest team of all time. They deserve that. So let's have a place where we can go and pay homage. To me, that's right off. And I want a really big, freaking, honking, sweet, cool scoreboard. One that's better than Jerry World.
Yes, like massive, so that I can see it all the way from my house. I don't even have to go to the games. I can just look out the backyard and see the scoreboard. I'm for all that stuff. That all sounds great. I do think they need some parking garages out on the edges. They need to fix 53 there because it kind of narrows down when you get to Kirchhoff Road, some other roads. It's a lot of changing lanes. Like they could fix that part of 53 and because they're going to have traffic issues, but not as bad as you have with Lakeshore Drive. You're just not. The train station, you could beef up that part of that stop for the train station is going to have to be much bigger than it is.
If you're going to make this big of a change and spend this much money, you have to solve every part of the comfort problems that are presented with Soldier Field. Is that fair?
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to solve all of them because Arlington Heights was there already. Like it's not you're just building out an empty land somewhere.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff already there. But here's what I want, Kevin.
Okay.
And it starts with one thing. I want to Do Right Donuts within a mile of my house, okay? That's all I want. Do right donuts.
I think that can be done, right?
It's a done deal. It's part of why I want this stadium. They're like, there's no way they're building this huge complex and Do Right's not sticking something out there. So I'm going to get Do Right donuts within 1.5 miles of my house. Bingo, I'm in. Number 2, I want the bongo room on Wicker Park over here on Milwaukee Avenue. I've been begging those people to move to the suburbs since I moved back to the suburbs.
Yeah.
To expand out to the suburbs. There's multiple locations in this city. Bongo room, I'm begging you.
I haven't been to Bongo Room in a while.
Oh, when you go to Arlington
They have like
Heights,
banana pancakes or something.
Oh, they've got them all. They have the caramel pretzel crusted white chocolate pancake.
That's what they're famous for.
That is the greatest pancake you will ever eat in your entire life. Professional
so
tip.
You want
one
food options out the
I want food options. I want smoked barbecue to move a location out to Arlington Heights. Yeah. All the things that I'm missing in Arlington Heights from when I used to live in Wicker Park, I want all of those things now taken out to Arlington Heights.
You still work in the city. You can still get those things, Luke.
Yeah, you could go to Smoke on the way home.
I mean, I could, but you know what? It takes me 1.5 hours to get back to Arlington Heights.
No one
from
told
here.
you to move to Arlington Heights.
Go there, have some brisket, wait for the traffic to die down.
I want Roots Pizza to take their salads out to Arlington Heights. I want.
This is now a food podcast.
Trackside there on the corner of Arlington Heights. I believe it's Wilkie Road and it's on Wilkie Road and Euclid. That used to be a Ditka's.
That's right.
I'd like to have Ditka's back. Bring another Ditka's back to the area. I spent my homecoming dance dinner at Ditka's.
You could probably get the actual Ditka if you play your cards right.
That's right. That's true. So that I'm more focused on the food. I do want some other things. I want the grass. I want a section for each parking spot that you have in this massive parking lot because they have all this space. Dedicate a tailgating space to each parking space.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Each parking space has an equal-sized tailgating space. And if it's not used for tailgating, then it's just that much easier to get everybody out of the parking lot because you've created space around the cars. Okay? Genius.
So I put out a call on Twitter asking for people's suggestions on what they want to see. And keep on putting it in the comments here. We will get to that later in the show. But what one person said was like, I don't want to pay $300 for parking anymore. And if you want to tailgate, that's sometimes what you have to pay to get a pass in the South Lot or the Waldron deck. So obviously, yeah, you do need to dedicate a lot of space, I think, all the way around the stadium. And, like, let's go after, like, the best tailgate scene, right?
100% agree. And right next to the stadium, I want the Bears Den, which would be, you know, like where you have your museum and stuff, and then a huge football-sized area where you can watch nothing but TVs around it, and we'll call it Stuckey Way, okay, sponsored by Walgreens. And that's where
he wants it, but he doesn't want to pay for it.
That's where the real tailgating scene takes place. You're out by the cars, but then there's places where tailgating restaurants can stop there. So it's almost like a taste of Chicago, if you will, every time you go to the Bears game. So restaurants can tailgate there. Fans can pay to tailgate there.
You do realize that, like, usually when people get their names on things, it's because they paid for it.
Right. But as an original member of the town, I feel like there should be a little bit something.
All right,
I've already noticed I drove by it just this weekend. Peyton Place residences are already on the corner next to that old Hilton. And I thought, did Jared Payton get in on this? Is he already ahead of me on this developing?
Yeah. We're going to hear from Jared a little later because he had a good take on this on the CHGO Bears podcast yesterday. Real quickly before we move on, I think there has to be reasons to visit that campus outside of the 8 to 10 games a year. I would really like to see a soccer stadium or minor league baseball stadium built somewhere on that campus. I think they're really going to need that as an engine and a way to get people there throughout the year. So I think eventually there'll be some talk about that, and I think they're going to have to incorporate that because then how do you get people to out there more than just Bears?
Well, there's got to be a roof on it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm talking. NCAA
I do want a cool
tournament
roof
every year.
Yeah.
I want the retractable roof, and I want, just like Arizona, this tailgating, the Stuckey Way that I've talked about.
Stuckey Way.
That's where the grass grows on non-game days, and then they just wheel it back into the stadium to play on the new Bermuda grass, which is going to give the Bears, of course, 5 or 6 extra wins this season now that they've changed to Bermuda.
Bermuda. All right, moving on.
It's Bermuda.
Bermuda is what it's called.
Tonight, the Chicago Sky elimination game. The Sky beat the Connecticut Sun. They're on their way to their second straight WNBA Finals and a chance to become the first back-to-back WNBA champs since the Los Angeles Sparks around the turn of the century. If they lose, they're headed home, and it's the end of a great season. Game 4 did not go well for the Sky. They lost 104-80 to Connecticut. Connecticut shot their lights out, but the Sky also didn't look very good. So do you think the Sky are showing up tonight, Luke?
I am the director of Buzzkill on our Cubs podcast.
No.
And so I think this could be the end of the road for the Sky. Mm-hmm. It's just very difficult to repeat. That's the only reason I'm saying that. Like, it's so difficult to repeat all of it. The motivation, you've played more games, all of those things. Mm-hmm. Boy, this could be the end. And I am surprised, Mr. Kaduk, that you and Law are not wearing your Sky shirts tonight.
Mine was in the wash. I wore it for Tuesday.
The Sky are 1-0, and Kevin and I both wear our shirts, but
screwed it up.
Yeah, mine's also, I believe, in the
I feel pretty good about this. This is a team I think that's pretty high character, a lot of great leadership. James Wade is a great coach.
Yep.
I mean, the entire reason they won last year was because they survived, 2 or 3 single elimination games at the start of the playoffs.
2, yeah.
Stood tall against better competition in the semifinals and finals. This year, they answered and really did everything that they needed to do. Look, Connecticut's a great team, but I think in the home building, which should be a great crowd at Wintrust, I think they get this done. Now we can talk about once they get to Las Vegas, and that's going to be their opponent in the finals. I think that's going to be a much stiffer test, and I think the ending there is a little bit murky. I do think they get it done tonight.
I'm with you that I want it to happen. I'm just saying I don't know if it's going to happen. So my heart is with you. My brain, who says repeats just don't happen very often unless you're, the Patriots occasionally. Like,
or the Bulls.
Or the Bulls. But, I mean, it's been a long time. So it would be very cool if the Sky finally gave us another repeat here in Chicago. I'm for it. I just don't know.
Right.
I'm just concerned that they haven't really they haven't dictated the series at all. And, I don't understand. Every game has been to Connecticut's, I don't know, their style of play. They've been just muddying it up, and, it's just annoying. Sky are just, they're playing reactive, not proactive, and it's bothering me.
That changes tonight, my friend.
I did better, for God's sakes. But, let's not talk about Vegas because...
All right, moving on. Lord. These Sox are back somehow, kind of back, after I buried them in the CHGO newsletter 2 Mondays ago and said, let's move on. They go on a run and cut the Cleveland's lead down to 2 games. They just took 2 of 3 in Seattle, had a big win last night. They are headed into a 4-game set against Oakland. Usually that's kind of where White Sox dreams go to die, out there in the Coliseum, so we'll see what happens. But they have 4 games against Cleveland remaining, 6 games against Minnesota remaining, and again, they're only 2 games out. Let's get into bearish and bullish.
Oh, God. I have to do that right now?
Oh, no.
Let's do it.
Right.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's
call
here
it up.
we go. Ready?
There we go. Bearish or bullish?
Thank goodness. There it is.
Luke, are you bearish or bullish about the White Sox getting into the playoffs?
I am bearish. I'm still not buying it because every time they get to 500 or the game over or they reel you back in, then they go ahead and lose games that they shouldn't be losing. So I'm just not buying it. I've been a guy as a Cubs fan who has looked at it and said all along, I still thought the White Sox would get to the playoffs. Now I've flipped that in my mind and I'm like, come on, they've dragged this along too long. They're not getting there as the wild card, and I don't think they're gonna catch Cleveland.
I think they're drama queens. I think they have the pitching to do it. I don't think Cleveland and Minnesota seem to be sputtering out. I am bullish. I think they're getting in. I don't think they're going a lot farther than that, but I think that they've taken us along for the proverbial ride, and they're eventually going to drop us off there. So we'll see.
That might hurt more, by the way. Getting there and then one and done again might hurt more than not getting there.
People will be prepared, though. It won't be a shock. All right, bearish or bullish? Cole Kmet, 60 catches for 612 yards and 0 touchdowns in 2021. He figures to be an important part of this offense with Justin Fields, particularly because that wide receiver room has a lot of question marks. Are you bearish or bullish about your Arlington Heights friend, Cole Kmet?
See, you got it right. I am bullish. I am very bullish. Another St. Viator guy, another Arlington Heights guy, and he's going to have a big season. His parents live in the same neighborhood I grew up. He's maybe a couple blocks away, not even a block away.
Those are practically related.
Practically related, separated by about 40 years, but sure. No, I've always thought he was going to be good. I think he wasn't used correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he dropped some balls and stuff. I think Fields is going to find him because when Mooney's double covered, they're going to have to go somewhere else. And so I think it's going to be Cole Kmet, and I think he's ready to step up to the challenge. So I am for my Arlington Heights native.
I'm bullish. I think Justin Fields went into this offseason and said, look, what are the weapons that I do have? It's Darnell Mooney. It's Cole Kmet. He worked with them in the offseason. He knows what they can do. They do seem to have a lot of good chemistry going. And when Fields drops back and goes through his reads and Luke Getsy should be game planning, I think Cole Kmet is going to have a breakout season. So I am bullish on him. The Chicago Bears +7 on Sunday against the 49ers. Are you bearish or bullish on them covering the spread?
I'm actually bullish on this as well. I went back and forth, and I'll say I'm slightly bullish on it. How about that?
Okay.
I'm bullish on it because the first week in the NFL is a total crapshoot, and underdogs did really well in week 1 last year.
Let's credit Cody on the stat.
Shout out to Cody.
I don't remember the exact stat, but Cody
12
told
and 4.
me.
12 and
12 and
4.
4. Yeah.
So I'm bullish on it. I don't say the Bears are going to win. I don't think they're going to win. But if there's a week for them to pull off an upset, this is it, when nobody expects them to win.
Yeah.
And the weather could be total garbage on Sunday. And, the only person that knows where Mooney is going is Mooney.
Right.
So let's go for it.
Not a big Trey Lance fan, at least at this point either. So I am bullish on that. Give me the Bears +7. I'll take that all day. The rain.
Yep, me too.
Soldier Field crowd. Let's do it. All right, finally,
weather.
Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl. They are the favorite at PointsBet and most sports books. They've never won a Super Bowl. We obviously went through 4 straight Super Bowls where they lost one. Do you think they finally get over the hump and win one this year? Bearish or bullish?
I am bearish on this, and here's why. Everybody's picking the Bills. It's the obvious choice. They got so close to the Super Bowl last year. They haven't done it. They have the great quarterback. My problem with it is everybody's picking the Bills. So if you want to give me the rest of the field over the Bills, I'll take the rest of the field because this is the NFL. And you can say these teams are going to be good this season. Mm-hmm. I do think the Bills are going to be good. But if Josh Allen, God forbid, gets hurt, their season's done.
Yeah.
Every team is one guy away from getting hurt. And the NFL is a total roll the dice each and every year. And it's why some people are excited about the Bears right now, not because I think the Bears could even get remotely close to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It's because anything can happen. Teams you think are going to be good are not good. Some people think the Patriots are going to be good. I don't think the Patriots are going to be good this year. You can look at the schedule and say, this is a win, this is a win, this is a win. That's all based on last year, and it's all out the door once the season starts.
Yep. I would be bearish if they played in the NFC. I think that AFC is just going to be a meat grinder, and to get really through those playoffs. You saw they went into Kansas City last year, thought they were there, and then Patrick Mahomes just works his magic. And you look at the quarterbacks in that conference, it's going to be tough for them to come out. And I'm not saying that they won't. And I think I would be if I were to make a case for it being bullish, it's like they do have a lot of unfinished business, not only with the history of that franchise, but then also with the heartbreaking fashion that they were eliminated last year. But we'll see. I'm excited to see them. It's really incredible that they're going in and playing on the road against the defending Super Bowl champion, and they're the favored team. So.
It's cool. I mean, it's like, have you seen the AFC West? Holy cow. Yeah. Like, the team that comes out of the AFC is going to be good this year. Really good.
All right. Anyway, PointsBet Sportsbook is counting down the days until the football season with a new offer every day until the season kicks off. From now until today, PointsBet Power Hour is unlocking a new daily offer. So this is the last Power Hour, I think, today, which is pretty cool.
It is.
You sign up for PointsBet now using code CHGO. You'll also get risk-free bets up to $2,000. So don't miss out on your chance to get daily access to free bets, boosted odds, and so much more now through today. That's not it. If you make a $51 or more first-time deposit, you get that offer that I talked about at the top of this podcast. Get all that cool CHGO merch, your choice of a hoodie or a sweatshirt and the QB1 shirt, plus a free annual membership, which will unlock all the Bears content that Nick Moriano and Will DeWitt and Adam Hogue and everyone else is producing. So that's pretty cool. So just download the PointsBet app today. Use code CHGO to get that limited time offer. Don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services.
Kevin, I started taking AG1 because I didn't have time, wanted better gut health, more energy, and an optimized immune system, something to balance out Do-Right Donuts 5 days a week. Now I've been on it for months, and I love it. It doesn't taste super healthy. It is. It's also kind of mild and tropical tasting, so I look forward to taking it in the morning. Here's what it is. 1 scoop of AG1, you absorb 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to start your day right. A special blend of ingredients supporting your gut health, nervous system, immune system, energy, recovery, focus, aging, all those things. I get that boost of energy first thing in the morning when I take it on an empty stomach. It's also lifestyle friendly. Whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, you're all good with AG1. You're investing in an all-in-one nutritional insurance for less than $3 a day. It's recommended by professional athletes, more than 7,000 5-star reviews. So right now, reclaim your health, arm your immune system with the convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. You don't have to take 1,000 different supplements and pills to look out for your health. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/CHGO Cubs, in my opinion. Again, all you have to do, athleticgreens.com/CHGO Cubs or CHGO Sox or CHGO Bears.
Give Luke that credit.
You want to go, but we're going to go with Cubs to take ownership over your health
tax bill that's going up.
and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Good stuff. Maybe an AG1 factory at the Bears Stadium.
I like it.
Excuse me.
All right.
Here we
It's
go.
that time of week. Welcoming Kacy Standohar, director of CHGO Social, to the show. It's Scroll Stoppers time.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Case.
You know, there's something about this show every Thursday at 11. I
shout
get
on the music.
so hungry before we go on the air. I'm starving already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said I
And then
talked
you're talking
about
about
food too much.
food and Do-Right
You
Donuts.
burn a
and-
lot of calories preparing for the show.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this is Scroll Stoppers, our fun little segment during our show about what makes you stop scrolling on social media and check things out. So, first of all, here's my new song. It's Jerry and the Mets. You guys like it? I made it up myself.
Well,
This little fun post on SNY, Jerry Seinfeld replied on SNY's Instagram account the other night. He blamed Timmy Trumpet.
Our
who
guy.
We just talked about.
Our
Our
guy.
guy. We just talked about him last week.
Yeah.
For the Mets losing their division lead. They had sole possession of first place in the NL East until I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Jerry said, "You shouldn't celebrate in season when you haven't won anything. Bad mojo."
No, he said, no, you shouldn't celebrate in season. It's bad mojo.
Exactly. Thank
what's
you,
the deal
Lon.
with that?
And then he double commented. He was just really desperate about it. Said, "Same as when the Baja Men showed up to play Who Let the Dogs Out in the 2000 World Series. Series ended right there."
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of agree with him, but Timmy Trumpet's song is so fun.
Well, they're not celebrating.
No.
They're calling the closer in to get the job done.
I agree. So he's just, he's a longtime Mets fan. He has a lot of opinions.
A lot of pain.
Very superstitious, obviously. He's worried about what's going to happen. So I don't blame him. I was trying to think of what, obviously the corollary would be if the Bears had released the Super Bowl shuffle and then not actually got it done in 1985, but we don't have to
did.
worry about that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
is there an example in Chicago history of the Baja Men type sort of thing?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It was when, God rest his soul. What was his name? The actor.
The guy
He
who
said-
died?
Yes.
Bernie Mac?
Bernie Mac. He said, thank
Oh,
you all.
yeah.
He said,
Casey, why are you
the Cubs
bringing
are
that
going to
up?
win the World Series.
Well,
in
he
the
was a
seventh
White
inning.
Sox fan, and then
Ruined it.
Yeah. Let me.
He root for the champs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good.
Bad move.
Yeah.
That was. Let me just say this. Jerry, I love you. You're my favorite comedian of all time, favorite TV show of all time, yada, 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 all that good stuff. However, you can't blame everyone for something that's just true. The Mets are bad. They're not going to win the World Series. It's got nothing to do with Timmy Trumpet. You can't blame the last episode of Seinfeld on Timmy Trumpet. You
Maybe
can't
it was your
blame the Mets
former.
being-
Maybe it was your former owners getting cozy with Bernie Madoff. Maybe that's
they're
the curse.
They're the Mets. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Your team is the Mets. That is the problem, Jerry.
Just enjoy Timmy Trumpet while you can.
Maybe
Which
he
we
needs the
do.
bizarro world. Flip it all around. Root for some other team. Maybe the Mets will win that way.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
at least discuss his outfits, though?
Yeah, I
His
was just going to
fits?
say.
Yeah.
there's a lot around. It's been a week for Jerome Seinfeld. He did a special photo shoot.
Is that really his name?
Jerome.
Jerome,
That's
yeah.
his full
Come on.
name.
Elaine always
Jerome.
called him Jerome.
Look at these outfits.
He did a
What?
special photo shoot with the clothing brand Kith for their fall collection.
Kith.
And this is a Jerry we've never seen before, guys. This really broke the internet. He's posing with some very cool, very young clothing. He has a Mets hat. He has some cool sweatpants, a jacket. Like, I don't know.
That jacket is horrific.
Which one? They're
People
all,
loved it. People went crazy
What?
over his look. They
We
were
need to
kinda
send
like,
him a Midway Varsity hoodie.
Yeah, he would probably look good in that.
Jerry, check out our dope merch, man. We can do better than that.
I don't know, man. I don't think Jerry
Pins and
can go
Aces
on.
has got some golf stuff for you, too, while you're at it.
Are you guys bearish or bullish about his outfit?
Oh, I am.
Bullish.
Bearish.
Bearish, man.
Let's go.
Bearish.
I'm bullish. Just get
We're
with it, man.
confused.
Yeah, come on.
Expand your boundaries. Expand your mind.
He's still got his gym
You know
shoes
what?
on, his
Jerry,
old man gym
the
shoes.
puffy shirt is better than that jacket. I'm going to tell you
Well, I
that
don't wanna
right
be a
now.
pirate.
The puffy shirt is better than that.
Can I say that I'm enjoying watching the Yankees and Mets kind of flounder here in the latter
Yeah,
half
me
of the
too.
season?
Me too.
Never a
Sure.
bad
I
thing.
sort of am, too.
Yeah, so that is our celebrity news about Jerry, but we have more celebrity news. There has been so much drama swirling Olivia Wilde's new film, Don't Worry, Darling. It comes out in theaters on September 22nd. It was rumored that Shia LaBeouf, who I think is blacklisted from Hollywood at this point, was fired from the film.
Do it.
I don't know anything about it. You're gonna, yeah.
Yeah, so
You have to
listen
give me
to
a
this.
primer on
So-
this because I've been seeing highlights.
I don't either. What
lot
is
of
with
drama.
the collar on this guy's
Harry
shirt?
Styles, who is in the film,
Yeah.
and I think he is dating Olivia Wilde.
Check it out. on YouTube.
They're at the special screening, and it looks like in the video that he spits on Chris Pine.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard there was a second spitter, but that's another song.
Oh,
There might be a
yeah.
second
Good
shirt.
Seinfeld reference.
The way that Chris Pine is clapping
movie.
and then he like looks down at his lap like in kind of in shock, like it looks like he may have accidentally or on purpose spit on Chris Pine.
Olivia,
And so
yeah.
the internet's going crazy over this. This was just a wild thing, but there was a rep for
Olivia
Chris Pine
Wilde
that
thing.
said, no, absolutely, that did not happen. That was just a fabrication on the internet. You guys are just seeing things. But I don't know. You be the judge because it looks a little bit like he may have accidentally spit on his co-star.
Yeah. I don't think what we have is a magic loogie right there. I think what we have is a spit, and it was caught, and he was busted. Don't tell me it's been fabricated by the internet. Then I would start to believe that that terrible collar that he's got going on has been fabricated
Harry-
by the internet.
yes,
What on
Harry
earth
always
is
has
that thing?
Extreme style. He was. They asked
His
him,
last
like, what
name
do you
is
think of the
Styles.
movie? And he said, the movie is like a movie. And it was
See,
like
these artists.
this really weird
They're
interview.
so out there and weirdos. Get him one of
Feels
our
like a
one of
movie.
our CHGO hoodies.
Can we discuss Chris Pine's hair though? What's going on with his
Yeah,
hair?
Chris
Let me
Pine
see
is
that. I
looking
didn't
more
see
and
that.
more like
Hold on,
Olivia
let me get
Wilde.
back.
So I don't know anything about this. Is Olivia
Oh.
Wilde the person that used to date Aaron Rodgers? Or is that
Sudeikis.
the other Olivia?
Sudeikis.
That's Olivia Munn.
Oh.
She was married to Jason Sudeikis.
Olivia Wilde
divorced
was
Jason
married to
Sudeikis,
Sudeikis.
They have
Yes.
children.
and now she's dating young Harry Styles.
Lasso.
I think she might be
Yes.
grooming him. It's weird.
Grooming?
She's,
Oh,
she's
wow.
a lot older
Whoa.
than him.
We're grooming.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's move on.
It's kind of odd. And then it
I
was-
don't care about these people.
I mean,
And
what
then
a
it was
collection of
rumored
weirdos that
that
is.
Shia LaBeouf was fired from the film, but then he said,
He's a
I quit.
jerk.
So this tweet from our guy, Michael Piff, he tweeted, a part of me really
Pipsy.
hopes Don't Worry, Darling is as good as all the non-movie related press it's getting. The making of the movie, it's going to need its own documentary. Probably true, Piff. Shout
Probably
out to
true.
our guy.
Piff. Yeah, and by the way, congratulations on the birth of his daughter.
Yes. So cute.
Whee!
New dad.
Party of three.
Dads.
Piff, party of three.
All right, guys, here's another interesting video here. The new LSU football coach, Brian Kelly, calls out
I
the
like this
media
one.
at a press conference for being late to the postgame press conference. Let's listen in real quick.
Hold, please.
We'll open it up to this late arriving media crowd that must have enjoyed the weekend. That's usually $10 that we put in the kitty. We'll have a big bash at the end of the year at my place. I don't think it has anything to do with winning. I think it has to do with being on time. That will.
Shots fired.
Yeah,
shots
so you hear him
fired.
call out the media member, and the media fires back and says, well, maybe if you would win, we wouldn't be late. And, I mean, Luke and I were just discussing this before the show. Apparently, the reporter tweeted it was a joke. She was actually on time, and he was kind of being a jerk, or maybe it was all in good fun. But I don't know. I don't think I would do this.
Have you ever seen this happen in a Chicago press conference setting, Luke? Anything like remotely approaching that?
Well, I remember when Lou Piniella fired back.
Oh, Lou.
You want me to have more fire? What am I, a dragon?
He was ahead of his time with the Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
I mean, he's had some. I mean,
Yeah.
Lou got fired up when he heard some things in the media, but those media members were not necessarily in the room that he was responding to. So, I mean, have I seen coaches kind of get snarky with people? Yes.
Yeah.
To this degree where the reporter fired back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think
No.
about it. It's like Lou Piniella comes to mind because, he did have a good give and take
Yeah.
with some members of that press corps. Kind of thinking of like Joe Cowley and Ozzie Guillen, that whole tenure. There had to be probably something in there.
Yeah, Lee Elia, let it fly.
That one for sure, yeah.
There's been stuff. Here's my deal. I think we're a little too easy to judge other people. I do think Brian Kelly potentially, I don't like Brian Kelly necessarily, but I do think that he could have been trying to lighten the mood in his weird sort of way, but he's awkward. And so after the loss, he was trying to make it fun going into the press conference when he knew it wasn't going to be all fun. And he made a comment about someone coming in allegedly late. If you're going to dish it out, you better be willing to take it back. So I would never take the approach the reporter did, but if you're going to point that person out and make some sort of scene out of the person coming in and sitting down, you better be ready to take it back. Just because you're the head coach and you think you're the almighty here.
At least he
get
didn't
what you
say it
get.
in that phony Southern accent that he went down there with his
that
bucket
was
full
weird.
of money. And I don't know why reporters have to be footing the bill for this end of, he can have like
you know
10
what? How about you
parties.
just throw the party?
Right. Yeah. I do like that the media member just basically laid down the law and was like, look, you're not at Notre Dame anymore. You were in the SEC, and you're either going to win football games or we're going to run you out of here.
That's
Yeah,
right. See, it would be
I did
different
enjoy
at
that
Notre
part.
Everybody rallies around Notre Dame like it's
Yeah.
this kind of like special group, and so he had
I mean,
a little more authority than
Yeah, Ed Orgeron won there. He won a national title and was out 2 or 3 years later. So, it's not a long leash.
How about the fact that he's asking for $10? The guy just got like, what do you get, like $100 million or something crazy?
90.
He wants the reporter to give him $10 now.
I don't
Come
know.
on.
So I don't think I would have done it.
No,
I thought it was unprofessional, but he was unprofessional about it too. So
He was unprofessional first. It doesn't always require the same response. I'm with you on that, Kacy. Just because somebody's a jerk doesn't mean you have to be a
Yeah.
jerk too. My response, if I was going to be a little nippy about it, I would have bit back with, I'm sorry, Coach. I was visiting my grandmother at the hospital. Sorry that I'm 3 minutes early to your press conference. Continue. And then he would have looked like the jerk that he is.
That would have been awesome.
All right, it's time for our CHGO clip of the week. This week we had Jared Payton, son of Walter Payton, who we love. He's been a guest on the show before on the CHGO Bears show. He was sitting down with Adam Hogue and Carm, and he said that Lori Lightfoot called him personally and asked, hey, what do you think of the idea of the Bears leaving Soldier Field, moving to Arlington Heights? And he responded here in this clip. You can take a listen.
And it was interesting to me that she reached out to WGN and wanted to have a conversation, to have a sit down, because I think she knows that my family, the legacy, everything that goes along with, my father and what he did at Soldier Field and our ties to Soldier Field, the father's statues outside of Soldier Field. It's the place that I always say is my dad's second home, especially on Sundays, and where he did some of his best work. But yeah, I think she wanted to have that conversation, but I was going to be ready for anything that she threw my way, because I knew that something would come up at some point, like maybe that type of question. Like, what would your dad say if the Bears were going to move to Arlington Heights? Yeah. I'm going to give you guys this. Arlington Heights is where I was born and raised. It was also the place where I was raised till I was 4 years old, till I moved to South Barrington. It's a place that my dad, not too far from our house and not too far from Arlington Park, that my dad kind of developed his training routine to become the best football player, all-around football player that I've ever seen. And that was on the Hill, which is now Nickel Knoll, which people are golfing on now. And has a 34 at some place on that course where you can see, and a stone with his name on it, where he would run up and down that hill. I went to school at St. Viator High School in Arlington Heights. My connection to Arlington Heights is so strong. My connection to the city of Chicago and what they mean to my father is so strong as well. But when it comes to this situation, I am all for what's best for the Chicago Bears. Whatever's best for this organization moving forward, that's what I'm about. So if they're on this track and saying that this is what they want to do, this is the direction they're going, I'm behind the McCaskies and saying, like, let's go.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
good.
really interesting stuff that she asked him personally what he thought about it. That she took the time to ask him and get his opinion, but it seems like it's
I don't know if that's what she wanted to hear. But.
Yeah, it kind of backfired, I think.
Yeah, I think, like, as most Bears fans are there, it's like, yeah, Soldier Field is great. It's not great. The location is great. It's where the Bears have played for most of our lives. But you just kind of have to go with the times and look at where the NFL is going, and that is not an NFL stadium anymore. And I don't think that the city is capable of building an NFL experience, what it deserves to be. Now, we'll see if the Bears in Arlington Heights and the surrounding area can pull it off, but I do like their odds a little bit better than kind of finding a spot in the city.
This is like the whole thing about trying to keep the Bears is a joke. They rent from the Park District, guys. Right. They're a charter franchise, and they're renting from the Park District. That is not going to continue. Mm-hmm. If the city of Chicago wants to just give them a bunch of lakefront land to go ahead and build a cool stadium, we all take a little pride when the Bears game comes on and they show the great, the sailboats early in the season. They show the lake in the stadium and you get excited. Yeah. That's not going to be the same. I get that. But the experience will be better for the people going to the game in Arlington Heights. I'm not concerned about what is best for the Bears, to be honest with you. I'm concerned about what is best for me. So if my taxes are going up in Arlington Heights, that's my problem. Then I worry about the Bears after that, and then I'm with him, and there's no way that staying in Soldier Field is best for the Bears.
I would recommend everyone go back and check out that episode of the CHGO Bears podcast because Jarrett was great. There's actually a part of it where I think he kind of considered, like, where does my dad's statue go now? Does it stay at Soldier Field? Does it go out to Arlington Heights? I still don't think he knows that answer.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I got an idea for that.
Yeah. So.
What's your idea?
Oh, well, we can do it now. I was just going to say,
Your
how
front
about
lawn.
I want
On your
giant
front lawn.
statues. Somebody in the chat said, and I'm sorry I didn't see the name, they want a giant bear on top of the new stadium.
Yes.
like Carolina has a panther there or a Viking ship.
We have one in the office.
I want a giant bear on top of the stadium, but I do want, like, similar to like Gallagher Way, I want an area with all the statues, and I don't want it to be – that is a nice size statue, the Walter Payton one. I want it to be so big that it creates this giant shadow like on the stadium.
Oh, that'd be
like,
awesome.
Tilt it so that the sunlight hits it just right, that it hits the stadium and you see this, like, Sweetness doing the stutter step that he would do, or do him this time maybe it's jumping over the pile to go into the end zone.
I'm not in love with the pose of the Soldier Field statue that he has. I kind of wish it was him hurtling the line and to get into the end zone or something like that.
I like it, but I think it could be a bigger statue. I would like to see the statues be like 2 or 3 times the size what they are now. So when you go there, you're like,
you want it to loom over the Portillos they're going to build.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I gotcha. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by, Kacy. We'll see you next week.
Thank you guys so much. And if you guys liked that clip and more, follow us on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook at Geo Sports. We'll see you next week.
Awesome. We're going to get to some of your ideas for the Bears Stadium. Hit those in the comments if you want to get them on the show. But before that, I have to tell you about Gametime. Gametime is the hottest new ticketing site that makes it easier than ever to score the best deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. If you ever dreamed of sitting in a seat that you never thought you could, maybe on the 50-yard line, courtside, behind home plate, maybe floor seats at a concert, it is possible with the Gametime app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you never thought you could buy on the Gametime app, and you really won't find a better deal this season. So make sure you sign up for the app through the link in the description here on the YouTube. And Gametime is created by the fans for the fans. It guarantees the lowest price. if you're on the on the edge of if you're wondering whether or not you should go to a game or not, if you can afford it, just fire up the app and you're going to find some amazing deals on there. So just check it out. When you use the Gametime app, you help CHGO. Have you used the Gametime app yet?
I have not used it yet, but I was thinking like the Bears are a perfect opportunity to use it. And another time is like you're going to the end of these baseball seasons and you want to sit in a really cool seat.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody can't make it. All of a sudden that seat is available right behind home plate. And, like for Cubs fans right now, sure, there's lots of seats available to Cubs games, but don't you want to, if you can go, this is the opportunity to go sit in that just absolutely sick seat for a great deal.
So that Sunday night game against the Giants, that was originally a 120 game. So there's probably people who are going to be dumping off their tickets who either can't go or going to be, probably too drunk from watching the Bears earlier. And
Sunday in the rain.
Right.
Some people aren't going to want to go sit in the rain.
It's going to be rainy.
Yeah.
Maybe you pop in, you get a box seat. Maybe you get one of those club seats. You never know.
Get that CHGO poncho out. We made that.
Do we have one of those?
We don't
yet?
have those
No,
yet.
we're
But
working
hey,
on it,
I, speaking of the Cubs, today at 1:20, they're playing the Reds at beautiful, historic Wrigley Field. And you could go to Gametime right now. I've just done it here on the screen. Share if you're watching on YouTube. $1. And you could sit in 408 row 5, which is
For how
For
much?
$1?
$1. $1.
Don't tell me
I'd buy
Gametime
that for
isn't the
$1.
best site.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of seats that are in that, $1 to $5 range. So it's pretty cool.
$1 Thursdays. That's what the Cubs are doing now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get on our way here, but first we want to address some of your ideas for the new Bear Stadium, some of your must-haves. Do we have some queued up here?
Oh, do we have some queued?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
I saw Harold's chicken in the chat.
Yeah, hold on. We could start
was an
there.
idea I
We
should
could
have
start
considered.
there. Hold on. Where am I at? What am I doing here? Hold on. Give me a minute. Nope, not that. There we go. Okay, let's see. How about we start with what you guys have also said from Monsi. Built-in Portillos.
Yep.
Yeah, John Greenberg made the suggestion in
good one.
The Athletic that it should have the world's largest Portillos, which is an idea I can definitely get behind.
And then, yes, it was Red Tornado who mentioned the Harold's Chicken Stand, which just
Good.
sounds amazing. And by the
Harold's
way, we
Chicken
have one
Shack,
close to
number
here.
1985. Yes.
Yes, that's perfect.
How about a Ring of Honor?
Of
They
chicken?
they can't retire numbers anymore. Get the Ring of Honor.
How
around the
about a
stadium.
wing of honor from Harold's
Yeah.
with the mild sauce on it?
Sure.
Okay. Someone is Chirac Bobby asks for a mini museum, which I know he was just echoing Kevin's thoughts on that.
Museum would be great.
Let's see what else we got.
Do we
next
need
here?
any nod to what was there before? Do we need any sort of horse racing
Yes.
museum or?
Oh.
Yes.
I will miss that. I did love Arlington
Yeah,
Park.
it's a great place to watch races. I would like to see kind of what Kevin was talking about earlier. I want to see not necessarily a minor league stadium. I want a youth facility for youth sports.
Sure.
Son.
Yeah.
I'd like to have lots of youth sports out in
Youth sports.
Yeah, have the youth
youths.
sports out in Arlington Heights.
The next-
Big indoor facility, outdoor facility.
The next great
Little League
Bears
fields.
linebacker
That's right.
Yeah.
is right there in Arlington Heights.
You know,
The
I gotta
next
bring
Kmet.
up. This is a good Arlington racetrack Bears connection. I remember one time walking in to the races, and as I was walking in, Johnny Morris was walking out. Of course, Johnny, a huge race fan, and of course a Bear legend. So that was kind of neat. I remember that day. I don't know if I won money that day, but that was cool. Continuing, let's see what else we got here. T. Kane he makes a good point. He says the build will probably change a couple times before they actually build it. He says everyone needs to get their beaks wet before this goes through, and that is a perfect saying. Got to get their beaks wet. The Park District here and there, and the Stuckmeyer family, all that good stuff.
I kind of do wonder if they're going to de-emphasize tailgating because they do want to get people into this development, right?
They're going to try, but I don't want that. I want there to be like it looked like there was a stretch of green grass. I want to have a park-like atmosphere.
Yeah.
People can kind of mill off and do other things, but I want that designated tailgate tank, if you will, outside the stadium where it's like a taste of Chicago. It's like food trucks everywhere.
All right, so
I have an
pulling
idea for
I'm
you.
pulling up the map again here. This is
Okay.
the overhead look. There is a surprising amount of water in
Yeah.
this space.
Problematic.
Well, there's some ponds already there.
Correct. Yeah, in the infield. And all that.
There's some water there.
There's people
already.
that have fallen into Lake Michigan after many a Bears
That's
game.
fine. I don't care about those people. Those are people who deserve to.
What if
be
they can
thrown
make
into
it
the
big
lake.
enough? We could have like the sailboat thing outside. Sailboats are-
Yeah, if you're dumb enough to fall in the lake, that's on
What if
you.
they got pushed?
Well, that's a whole other story, and that's a problem with empathy in our community.
By the way,
but
there is a courthouse right on that same corner at that same intersection of Wilkie. So all the people that get
Welcome right there.
Yes,
there
there it is
will
on the
need to be
lower
a
right.
Bears
move
fan
them across.
jail.
The
Probably a
liquid.
Bears fan jail.
It's in the lower right there, the Cook County Circuit Court.
Yeah, it's right on
I
Euclid.
got an idea for you guys.
Okay.
A Geo Sports Bar with built-in
Book.
studio.
Sports
And
book.
I don't have to leave Arlington Heights. Kevin, you're speaking my language.
We'll change it from CHGO to ARTGN.
No, we'll keep it
CHGO,
CHGO.
what do they
We'll keep
call
it CHGO. We're
What
not
is it?
changing.
In the news, they call it a bureau.
It's not the Arlington Heights Bears.
The CHGO Sports Bureau.
CHGO Sports Bureau.
Correct.
The CHGO Sports Barrow, because it'll be a
Of course,
barrow.
everything's Bear
Barrow.
related.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Burrow.
A couple more ideas from the chat.
It's different from the CHGO Sports Bureau.
Yes. And Bermuda grass.
A couple people asked for WrestleMania to come through.
That'd
which,
be
again,
sweet.
yeah.
Oh,
I want WrestleMania.
Bowl.
I want Final Four. I want Super Bowl. I want
Yeah.
Taylor Swift concerts. Everything.
Taylor Swift. Okay.
Whole kit and
I'm
caboodle.
cool with that. Let's see. Alan makes a very good point. He says, "I just want a way to get out easy after the games or concerts.
Yeah.
It's literally the worst at Soldier Field." I
well,
agree.
again, it's nice that the train drops people off right there. Like,
Yeah.
You have Metro right there. You have 53 right there, and then you have some other roads that you can take to get on to 90 in some different directions. So
I gotta say, riding a Metro train with a bunch of Bears fans after a game
Or
sounds
before.
terrible.
Either
but
way doesn't sound
not my
fun,
problem.
honestly.
tough, but at least it's another transportation option.
Sure.
Yeah. Here's Jay Nilbear who says, Plan C, build a stadium on top of Lake Michigan or an underwater dome.
Yes.
I think that'd be more than a couple billion to figure that whole thing out.
Just a
But
few.
I do like the sound of that. It would probably cost $1 million. And then Justin Frost, I think his idea is solid here. He says, I want a grizzly bear inside the stadium. Loose.
Live grizzly bear den. Let's do it.
I'd like a winning team. How about that? Inside the
Wait,
stadium.
Yes, Luke. Okay, Luke. Didn't you suggest you wanted a bear? I mean, I thought you said you wanted like
And that
Ralphie.
actually might improve the Bears' record if the grizzly bear was loose.
Yeah. Come on, Luke.
I've said how they have Bevo at Texas games run around the field before the game, and Ralphie at the Colorado college football games. I would like a grizzly bear that has been trained to run around the football field before the game. Make it
Let's
happen.
do it. I'm
Make us
telling
the
you.
one with the grizzly bear.
I am telling you, the bears at Brookfield Zoo do not look happy. I think if you trained them, they would have more. It would make activate their minds. You'd feel less bad about looking at them when you bring your kid to the zoo.
How about a zoo? How about a little petting zoo for the kids?
Okay,
It'd
settle
be like
down.
those Russian
Settle
videos where
down.
it's just a guy sitting next to a bear and he just turns. Just clubs him with his paw.
All right, we got some ideas from your tweet that you sent out. Our guy brags. He says TV monitors in front of each seat with the red zone channel on.
I love that.
And for tailgate, an area designated for the decked out big rigs.
They can't discount the fact that on Sundays people are interested in more than just what's going on there. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Red Zone,
there is going to be a huge casino / sports book there.
right.
Yeah,
No
you got to have a
question
sports
about
book
that.
for sure. Yeah.
Which is ironic because they wouldn't give slots to the racetrack,
And here we are.
and here we are today.
and, someone's had a good team, sure. Enough parking for everybody that doesn't cost $300 a ticket. I agree, Danny. And then Bill Carlson, I think he just wants to go back to the old days. He says horses. I would like to see horses at Arlington Park. I think we can end it there.
The horses will be running from the bear that's on the loose.
Do you guys want
Yes.
grass or do you want turf? Do you want the grass, that can be little, or do
real
you want
grass.
turf?
Turf.
Bermuda. as you
Honestly,
said.
the Bermuda
get it
would be nice,
consistent.
but if you had turf, then you could allow like
More
big
ACL
high school. You
injuries.
could have the Mid Suburban League play some games there. Like, how cool is that? Prospect versus Rolling Meadows.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. I've got the perfect solution for this. You wanted the grass to roll out, the real grass to roll
Right,
out.
like Arizona.
So let's put turf on the other side of that thing and have turf roll in for other events.
Just slide it over, just like the ice and the floors for the stadium.
I still like the idea of bringing the grass out to get it some sun when there is sun in the 3 months of the year. But yeah, I don't know.
Do Right Donuts, #1. Bongo Room, #2. And everything after that is gravy.
And the CHGO Arlington Heights Bureau.
All right, that will do it for this week's show. Another great show. I think this was our third in the books, so we'll be back.
Is that it?
Next week, talking about the Bears' big victory and probably whatever else happens with the stadium meeting tonight out at Hersey High School. So I'm Kevin Kaduk. That is Luke Stuckmeyer for Kacy Standohar and the man behind the mic, Lawrence Benedetto. This has been the Chicago Sports Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Go Bears.
Hit the like button, everyone.
Like button.